Let's bring in Arizona senatorial candidate Kari Lake to explain how establishment on both parties have failed the American people. Kari, your thoughts on this, and then I want to move on to some Nikki Haley stuff. But go ahead. It strikes me that's where we are right now. Outside of Trump, we have establishment on both sides. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You nailed it. You nailed it in that monologue. I mean, but the beautiful thing is, I'm going to try to look at the positive here. The America First Republican Party is the Republican Party, and it is the party of we the people. I loved watching those interviews. Young people are saying, they're waking up and saying, the dead-end policy of the Democrats aren't working for us. And you've got Hispanic voters who are pouring in to President Trump's camp, and they're excited about his campaign. And you've got black voters waking up to the lies of the Democrats. And, you know, we've seen President Trump's policies, the America First policies, as I call them. They help the working class. They help the American family. They bring us safety and security. They bring us a secure border and a safe and secure world where we're striving toward peace, not constant war. So I think people are just waking up. I'm excited about the party. And I also want to extend a warm welcome and an invitation to all kinds of Republicans to come on over and embrace the America First movement. You know, I don't know who President Trump's going to choose. I have a feeling it's not going to be anybody who's running, but I don't know. Only President Trump knows that. And, you know, I'm really focused on my race, and I know that when he does go to choose a vice presidential pick, it's going to be a great pick, and I'm going to show up and vote enthusiastically for President Trump and whoever his vice president may be. That time will come later down the road. Right now, we got to work to make sure he wins Iowa huge. I think he will. He's up 50-plus points, maybe 55, 58 points in the polls. He's looking great. He's going to trounce him in New Hampshire and then South Carolina and then on to Super Tuesday. That's where we should be focused. The Republicans need to come together behind this great candidate in President Trump, and let's beat Joe Biden and the dead-end, destructive policies of the left and take our country back.
So the other big, let's call it news, a comment Trump made. You know, when these things happen, Trump will say something that, you know, kind of shocks people. I remember back in 2016 when he said, I don't like John McCain. He's a loser. He got caught. And everyone's like, oh, that was the end of it. He can't win now. Look what he said. And it only made him stronger. I could, you know, shoot someone on Fifth Avenue and I'd still get elected. And people say, oh, he's never going to be elected after saying that. Well, Trump made a comment about poisoning the blood. I got so many phone calls from media saying, hey, you want to comment on this one being the one that really takes Trump out? I laugh at them and hang up and say, yeah, good luck. I've heard this story before. Listen to Jake Tapper, almost in tears over this comment.
South America, Africa, Asia. No mention of Europe in Mr. Trump's list. And he uses the term poisoning the blood of our country, poisoning the blood of our country. If you were to open up a copy of Hitler's Mein Kampf, you would find the Nazi leader describing the mixing of non-Germans with Germans as poisoning. There's really no other way to say it. Donald Trump's language mirrors this directly.
So I will warn the leftist media, this will be the 157th time you've declared that comment was going to be the end of the Trump train. Your thoughts on the comment, really, and then the response?
I think 157,000th time that they've tried to say that would be the end of President Trump's campaign. You know, they're just looking for something to cover because they don't want to talk about today. We had a record number of people pouring across, invading our country on our southern border. They don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about the airplanes going crisscrossing this country from border states, shipping people all over. Human trafficking. Our Biden administration is taking part in human trafficking of people across this country. They don't want to talk about the poison that is fentanyl, which is a weapon of mass destruction, pouring into Arizona from Mexico and killing a young generation. Jake Tapper doesn't want to talk about that. Jake Tapper doesn't want to talk about the problems facing Americans. He wants to try to continue to drag President Trump down. And the American people recognize that it's actually President Trump who's standing up and fighting for them.
Yeah, I will send people to my podcast. I had Trump on my podcast a couple days ago, and he really clarified what he meant by that comment about how the people coming across the southern border don't speak English. They don't even care to learn our culture, to learn our rules, to learn our government, the way we work. And that's what he meant, Jake, not another Hitler, you clown, whatever. I'm going to leave it right there. What? Go
Well,
ahead,
and my
final thought.
opponent, Eric, my opponent in the Senate race wants to take people who are coming here illegally and put them into our military. He wants our military to be filled up with people who are coming here from
Right.
other countries. And I think many people would look at what's happening at our border and say this is an invasion, and there's a lot of fighting age men coming across alone. We're actually importing a foreign army right now, and we're on the verge of some very violent stuff if we don't get serious about it. And the Democrats will never be serious about that border. They caused it.
We're importing a foreign army right now. Wow. Kari Lake, really good having you on. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Eric.